Game predictions. Let's get right into it. So tonight we got a very, very boring game. Now, it might be good because it's a divisional matchup. Most likely, I don't think it will be. Between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. So, I think the Bills are going to win. I think most of America thinks the Bills are going to win. I don't think this is a hot take in the slightest that the Bills win this game. But, yeah, Bills beat Dolphins. Falcons, Panthers. See, this is a type of trap game where anything could happen, and you could see the Panthers winning this game. I just don't. I don't like the Panthers. I thought it's weird going into the season. I thought the Panthers have a chance. Like maybe they end up being a really good team, and not a really good team, but like plus 500 team. I'm starting to lose faith in the Panthers, which I don't know. It's weird because I mean it's not like I have that much faith in the Falcons. It's just the Panthers are in that series. I think they're like the Titans. They're in a weird place where it's like I think eventually they're just gonna blow everything up. Like they're gonna get rid of Bryce Young. They're gonna move on from him. Probably end up going Archie or Arch Manning in the draft or something. Like they're gonna try to just completely rebuild. And I feel so bad for Panthers fans because this is like the third or fourth rebuild since like 2015 when they lost the Super Bowl. So they're kind of in this like weird, we're going to try again moment. And I feel like every time they try again, it just does not work. But that's that. Packers, Browns. The fact the Browns are going to go 0-3 actually makes me so happy inside because that means we are one step closer to winning this division with Jake Browning. Yeah. Jaguars, Texans. There's like no way in my brain I don't see the Texans winning this game. I know it's in Jacksonville, but there's like no logical rhyme or reason why Jacksonville does not win this game. And still, with that being said, 1,000% I think that Jacksonville is going to win this game. There's no way in my brain that I think Jacksonville will win this game, but I'm going with Jacksonville because that's the exact reason why Jacksonville will win this game. It's because I'm like, I don't see the more or the story on how this happens, but it's probably most likely going to happen as Jacksonville wins this game. But we'll have to wait and see. It really comes down to the offensive line of the Texans, man. The offensive line is so bad for the Texans. And I say that from a Bengals fan point of view, right? Like, our offensive line's definitely never doing fantastic. And yet, I feel like the Texans' offensive line is just simply that much worse than our offensive line. So, next game on the docket is going to be Steelers-Patriots. If the Steelers lose this game to the Patriots, I think we need to start having the conversation that the Steelers might go 1-16. I think we need to have that conversation. Okay, not yet. But on the real, though, they lose to the Patriots, man. And again, this is a game where it's very possible to lose to the Patriots. I don't think the Patriots are like the, best team out there, but I think it's very possible, you go into this type of game. I don't think the Steelers are really at a point where they're that good. I think that they're a better team than the Patriots, but I don't know by how much. So this is a game where you mess around and find out if you're the Steelers here, and if they could lose this game going 1-2, what did I say before? One step closer to Jake Browning winning the division. Oh, man, one step at a time, baby. Anyway, then we got Rams-Eagles. I don't think this is really going to be a competition. I mean, I shouldn't say that. It will be a competition. It will be a good game, but I don't think we're going to see the Rams go ahead and win this game. But it's possible. Again, like I said before, it's very possible. Buccaneers, Jets. Give me the Bucs. A blowout here. I think the Jets will be 0-3. The good thing is, by the way, Justin Fields is not playing this game. He's injured. But by the time we play the Jets, with Jake Browning, that is, the Jets might be like 0-6. And at that point, I think the Jets might end up just blowing it all up. And if that's the case, we might get a free win because they blow it all up. So again, listen, we're playing the long game here, okay? We understand that Jake Browning isn't Joe Burrow. We understand we have a lesser chance to win with Jake Browning over Joe Burrow. That doesn't really matter. What matters here is you just got to find a way to finesse the system. So, like, for example, going against the Jets. The Jets, early in the season, they might be a tougher competition. But once they start losing games and they start blowing it all up and they start getting rid of pieces and, they start doing all this stuff, that's when you're like, hold up, wait a minute. We might be able to get on to something here. Because now we play the Jets when they're kind of all like, tanking for a draft pick at this point. That might be a free win. And you just continue to bank those. Cardinals, by the time we play them, they might be fighting for a draft pick. That's a free win, right? And you only need to get, 10, 11 of them to be able to go. And we already have 2. So, it's saying we only need like 9 more. So, counting them up. Anyway, Colts-Titans. It's a game where the Titans should win this game because it's in Tennessee. It's a divisional matchup. I just don't have any faith in Brian Callahan. I think he'll be fired by midseason, and I'm surprised he's still still a coach. Commanders. I think they'll win that game. Although Jaden Daniels might not play. So, we are in a weird spot this year so far. Jaden Daniels is out. You have J.J. McCarthy out. You have Joe Burrow out. Man. This is the thing about football that really sucks is when you start losing all these great players in football, you start to really diminish the product of football, right? At the end of the day, I know there was probably some Ravens fans happy about Joe Burrow getting hurt, but at the end of the day, you diminish the quality of football. So even if it's like, oh, we don't have to play Joe Burrow, yeah, but then you have worse football game. And then what ends up happening is you end up seeing Jake Browning go against you and putting up 40 points. Chargers-Broncos, divisional matchup. It's like my brain wants the Broncos to win for 2 reasons. One, because, actually no. We want the Chargers to win this game. I was going to say my brain wants the Broncos to win because of Brandon Perna, and I don't want to see Brandon Perna depressed. But at the same time, he does make the best videos when he's upset and depressed. So I'm kind of torn between that. And then the second part I will say is the fact that at this point, Chargers make the playoff. Let's have the Chargers win an AFC West, right? Chiefs miss the playoffs. Broncos, if they could miss the playoffs, that would be nice. So now we have more wild card spots for us to potentially get in. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. It's like, hey, if the Broncos continuously go downhill and there'll be, 1 and 2 at that point, statistically, they shouldn't make the playoffs, or at least not have a good chance. And then we slowly start to inch our way. Again, listen, it's a long game here, guys. We got to take it one step at a time. We got to slowly take down all these different types of teams. Then we got Saints Seahawks. Seahawks, you cannot find a way not to win this game, so I don't see the path forward where they lose this game. I'm sure there is one. I'm sure they could always surprise me here and say, hey, we're going to be that team, but I don't think they're going to. Cowboys at Bears. I don't see how the Bears don't win this game. I mean, but because it's the Cowboys, but the Cowboys have to. The Cowboys actually legitimately have to, and the Bears look so bad. So, will the Bears win this? I could see them 1,000% losing this game, but I think at some point they got to start getting their crap together. Also, a little side note here, and I just recently learned this, and probably something you heard a million times over the years. It takes 2 years for a quarterback to learn a new system. So like the Browns like to change their coaches and GMs and whatever. Like pretty much like they're changing underpants at this point, right? They like to change it every other year. Not as much anymore. They kind of like the fact with what's his name, Jim Schwartz, and their head coach, whatever the guy, I can't think of the guy's name. But anyway, so it takes 2 years to learn a new system and like fully learn a new system as a quarterback. So thought that was kind of interesting that, the Browns, it's probably why the Browns were like the worst place ever to be a quarterback, because no matter what happens, they always find a way to change something. 49ers. Yeah. Cardinals are 2-0. I thought they like couldn't finish games or something. I've seen so many things about them not being able to finish games, but yet they're 2-0. Okay. Chiefs, Giants. I think the Chiefs will win. If the Giants win this game, I'm going to be so tickled pink, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'll be so happy in my life. Everything will make sense. I might win the lottery. Then we got Ravens, Lions. I want the Lions to win, and I'm saying the Ravens are going to win, hopefully to jinx them into letting the Lions win. If the Lions win this game, the Ravens thought of 1-2. I think we repeated this a lot this video, but I'll repeat it again. One game at a time, baby. One step closer to Jake Browning winning the division. We're already 1-0 in the division, so keep that in mind. We're already 1-0. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. See you guys in the next one.